We're going to move forward now, and in this tutorial we're going to look at something called the command bar. I want to look at this command bar function because it allows me to add in some textual information. So whilst I'm building up a project and I want to see at a glance where I am, then I could use the command bar to add in some textual information, for example. When you add a command, in fact, what you're actually doing is adding metadata. In this project that we are working on at the moment, well, in this video file, we are adding metadata or a comment to this file. Now, if you're not sure what metadata is, I think the best thing to do is open up the command bar and then show you what metadata is by adding it in to our command bar. So I'll show you this in action now. It's easy enough when I want to add a command. Just go up to Insert on your menu there and then run right down to the very last option, the bottom option there, where it says Command, and you'll notice the shortcut there is C. Okay, so simply click on it, and then now that you do, you'll see this command bar user interface open up. Okay, let me show you what's involved when we want to add a comment here within our command bar. What I'll do is I'll go through the process a few times so that you can see it in action and how it instantly updates on our timeline, well, in the command bar area on our timeline. Okay, so I'll start by adding a command. What I'll do is, in this field where it says URL at the moment, well, I don't want to provide a web link, although as you can see I could very easily do this by leaving it at URL and then adding in a web link. But I'll change it by clicking on the drop reveal there, and I'll change it to text. That's what I want to add in. I want to add some text. And because I want to add some text, well, I'll move down to my comment field, and what I'll do is I'll type in the location where I filmed this particular video. It was actually filmed at a club called the Osala Rooms. I'll come down here, so by typing in Osala Rooms there, I've added my first comment to this command bar. Or in other words, I've added some metadata. And metadata, in this case, is textual information that gets embedded within our file. Now, I'm using the word embedded carefully because what's happening is, yes, I'm adding this text so that we can see it here within Vegas Pro 12. However, in my final movie, this text won't be visible to anybody. It's just hidden text, shall we say. It's metadata that we are using so that we can follow the construction of our project by adding in text like this, adding in comments so that we can see them as we work along our timeline. So, as I say, once you convert your finished project to a DVD, for example, you won't see any of this metadata, you won't see any of these comments. It is just embedded information. One possible use for this is maybe further down the project construction process, you have a co-worker working on your project, and by adding in comments along our timeline, you can be feeding information to your co-worker about something that you might want to apply at a certain point. Maybe 18 seconds along, you want to add a filter or something like that. Or maybe you want to add a crossfade, whatever. So by adding information like this, yes, you are providing a prompt for yourself, and you are providing a prompt for somebody else. Do note my position is set at 0 there, and that's because my playhead, the CTI, the current time indicator, is right at the beginning of our project at 00000000, i.e. right at the beginning in terms of hours, minutes, seconds and frames. So I'm all done. I'll click on OK. As a result now, we see the command bar revealed here just above our timeline, and we see the word text indicated at 00000, i.e. the beginning of our project, to indicate it's been added at this position. Remember, that's because the CTI, prior to opening up the command bar user interface, was set right at the beginning of our project. That doesn't mean you can't adjust the comment once you've got the user interface open. You can, and I'll show you this in a second. But in this case, we didn't move the position away from the CTI. Now, if we want to see what this text is, where it says text there, just double click on it, and now we'll see the comment that we added in. Remember, we wrote in Osala Rooms. Okay, so that's the information that we entered. Let me go through this again. We'll add another command. What I'll do is I'll move my CTI over here to this position, and therefore ostensibly we're going to add in a comment at this position. However, what I'll do is once I've opened this up, I might very well move it to a different position. So I'll go to Insert once more, then run down to Command to open up our user interface. Now, before I do anything else, let's look at this command bar user interface in a little bit more detail. Now, at present, at the top there, there, it says template, and in this template field, this is indicated at the moment as untitled. If I want to change this, of course, then I can type in a new name that I might want to use as a template over and over again. So throughout a project, if I thought I was going to use a template over and over again, then I would give this a relevant name. And it's easy enough to save it. You can see just to the right there is a save button. Now I'm not going to save the information here, I'm just running through it with you, so I'll leave it as it is. Right, let's choose a different command. This time I'll click on my drop reveal here, and of course I can choose from any of these options. What I'll do is I'll run down there to author, so I can add in my name. Well, actually what I'll do is I'll add in Virtual Training Company, or VTC, and then in a few moments time I'll subsequently add in my name. So in the comment field there, I'll type in VTC. It's quicker than typing in Virtual Training Company. Now, as I alluded to a few moments ago, we're not set in stone here with our position. This is just the position referenced at the moment because that's where our CTI is. I can change this from the CTI position of 14 seconds or thereabouts anyway. I can alter my position here. What I'll do is I'll make this 18 seconds. So by just typing in there 18 seconds and 0 frames, and I'll OK it. As a result, we see the metadata information command state author, and this is at the new position of 18 seconds. And of course, double clicking on it reveals the comment that we added in, VTC. Now, we don't have to leave it like this just because it says VTC. We could add some extra information, as I said a few moments ago. So by making sure it's open, I'll just add in, well, I'll add in a hyphen, and then I'll add in my name. And as soon as I click away, then as a result, we see that command, author. And if I want to see what this prompt is, well, by double clicking on it once more, I see VTC Mark Struthers. As a result, that shows the full command information. Okay, so that's the command bar and how we can use it to add metadata via the user interface.